coming today. Again, happy Labor Day. Please, speaking of Labor Day, please remember to tip your laborers today who are laboring for you on Labor Day. Thank you to all of them. I'm pretty excited about the show tonight. I see a couple of candidates in the crowd. I'm hoping maybe we'll see a few more by the time it's time. My name is Tammy, for those of you who don't know. Welcome to Ad Astra. Ad Astra is for the 8th year in a row. Is that right, Greg? 8 years hosting the... thank you. Oh, you don't even know what I'm going to say. Ad Astra is for 8 years in the toilet. Oh, you don't even know. Ad Astra is for the 8th year hosting the, in conjunction with Salina Area Workers Coalition, the Labor Day celebration. We feel like every year this is kind of an important day to us. We feel like it fits right in with our mission of community and embracing the differences and similar. I don't know, that one went off track. We're glad you're here. For our first little bit, kind of while people are continuing to trickle in, we have a very special guest, and I'm just going to go ahead and announce her right now, Alex Costco and the band.
This is band.
That's fine. What? Oh, that's loud. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Costco. This is Ben James and Mike Gebhardt. They're pretty amazing. So we're going to sing some songs for you just before we get started. I'd like to thank everyone who's working at Astra right now. I feel I work in a hotel, so yes, it's amazing. I'd like to thank Joan, Greg, Pat for inviting us to sing, or me to sing and them to do what they do. So yeah, I'm gonna sing. So I hope you guys enjoy. This first song is a cappella. It's Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. I was born by the river in a little old tin. Oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Whoa, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. So I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Whoa, yes it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown, but somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Whoa, yes it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, can you help me please? But he winds up locking me, yeah, back down on my knees. There's been times that I thought I wouldn't last for too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change So the one thing I've learned the most difficult when singing is performing memorized songs. So I always have my phone with me because I'm a ball full of anxiety, okay? So when I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone at the lyrics, so just an FYI. The next song, House of the Rising Sun, is that cool? All right, chill. There is a house in the wings they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many boys, and I know I'm one. Thank you. River? River? That's... yeah. Just gonna... Okay, we're going for it. Been traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been far from you. 10,000 miles gone. Oh, I wanna come here and give you all of me, but there's blood on my hands and my lips unclean. In my darkness I remember Mama's words reoccurred to me. Surrender to the good Lord and wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river and I wanna go. Take me to your river. Take me in your smooth waters as I go in as I tear without a cry. As a man with many crimes, I tip my feet in the water. Come off the air as my sins flow down the Jordan. Oh, I wanna come here and give you all of me, but there's blood on my hands and my lips unclean. Take me to your river and I wanna go. We'll go. Take me to your river and I wanna go, go. I wanna go, wanna go, wanna go, go. I wanna go, wanna go, wanna go. I wanna go, wanna go, wanna go. Take me to your river and I wanna go home. We'll go home. Take me to your river and I wanna go home. Thank you. It's like really, Lou, you're great. Dream a little dream with me. We'll go like kind of old school. This is very beautiful, so enjoy. Stars shining bright above you. Light races seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say night and night and kiss me. Just saying this. Stars shine brighter above you. My breezes seem to whisper, I love you. A bird singing in the sycamore tree. Yes, dream a little dream of me. I said, dream a little dream of me. That's my favorite. I love that one. That's so cute. Aw. Like, Joan, hey, Joan, I have a question. How much time, like, are we, like, thinking? Oh, sweet. Okay. No, I'm kidding. That's great. We'll just slow the other ones down like this. It's going well, guys. Make It Rain. That's cool. Yeah, it's like a long one too. When it's time to make a change, make it rain. Oh yes, bad. I'm gonna sing a song by the king of pop himself, but it's like different. It's like in the style of Billie Eilish. She's this like new pop star. She's amazing. But, I don't know about Michael Jackson's probably. Okay, we're not comparing anybody. I'm just gonna get started. Okay, let's go. Your butt is mine. Gonna tell you why. Just show your face in broad daylight. I'm telling you on how I feel. Gonna hurt your mind. Don't shoot to kill. Come on. Come on. I'm giving you on a count of 3 to show your side. Let it be. Just watch your mouth. What you're about. What they say, the sky's the limit. And to me, that's really true. But my friend, you haven't seen nothing. Just wait till I get through. Because I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. Because I'm bad. I'm bad. The word is out. You're doing wrong. Gonna lock you up for far too long. Your lying eyes gonna tell you right. So listen up, don't make a fight. Your talk is cheap. You're not a man. You're throwing stones to hide your head. But they say the sky's the limit. And to me, that's really true. And my friends, you haven't seen nothing. Just wait till I get through. Because I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. So bad. I'm bad. So bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. So bad. The world has to know. Answer right now, just to tell you once again who's bad. We can change the world tomorrow. This could be a better place. If you don't like what I'm saying, then won't you stop my face? Because I'm bad. I'm bad, oh so bad, so bad, so bad. I'm so bad, 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 bad. When they say the sky's the limit, and to me that's really true. Well, my friend, you haven't seen nothing. Just wait till I get through. Because I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. Oh, so bad, so bad, so bad. I'm bad, I'm bad, so bad. So to Mike and Ben.
And Alex.
And Alex.
Is that, Joan, are we good on time? Okay, sweet. Valerie, you want to do that? Okay. I know this song. It's my favorite song. Guys, it's anxiety. I'm telling you, it's awful. Okay. Valerie, let's do this. Oh, this is also one you can like jump and dance to if you want to, because it's fun. Okay, let's go. Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing in my head. I'm paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come along, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Saw me the fool out of me. So why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, did you have to go to jail? Put your house up on for sale. Did you get a good look? Hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you find the right man to fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Don't change the color of your hair. Are you so dizzy? Did you have to pay the fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you so dizzy? I've come along where my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop me to fool out of me. No, why don't you come on over right the way? Yeah. Valerie, yeah, the way. Valerie, no, why don't you come on over right the way? Valerie, since I've come along where my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop me to fool out of me. No, why don't you come on over right away? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Like I said, my name is Alex. This is Mike and Ben, and we thank you. And yes, thanks for having us. And yes, have a good night. Good job, guys. Oh, and thanks, Tammy, for introducing me too.
Hey, you're very welcome. Let's give it up one more time for Alex Casper and the band. Talented kid, right? Yeah. Moving on. Our next little segment involves a very local issue, near and dear to a lot of us. Some city commission candidates as well as some school board candidates. I don't see everybody here. I was a little bit disappointed at that, but we've got quite a few. And to moderate this evening, Deborah Cox.
I'm not sure moderate's the word, but what I'm going to do first, while we're still maybe hoping that people will come that are going to talk to us, that are running for office, I'm going to talk a little bit about Labor Day. This event is sponsored by Salina Area Worker Coalition, And we're all about supporting workers. And so I want to tell you a little bit about the history of Labor Day. On September 2nd, 2019, that's today, the U.S. Department of Labor celebrates and honors the greatest workers in the world, and that's the American worker. Labor Day 2019 is the 125th anniversary of Labor Day being celebrated as a national holiday. I want to say a little bit about what that means. Labor Day, the first Monday in September, is a creation of the labor movement and its dedication to the social and economic achievement of American workers. It constitutes a yearly national tribute to the contributions workers have made to the strength, to the prosperity, and well-being of our country. Something else that I want to celebrate is maybe the kind of work that we don't always think of, but we experience the effect of that work. Far and away, the best, thank you, far and away, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard and to do work worth doing. That's a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. So we want to celebrate workers. If you work in a big company or a small one, if you work with lots of people or by yourself, we celebrate you and the work that you do. All those who work, maybe they work their regular jobs, but then they work in the community on civic boards or civic groups that help our community be the best it can be. We celebrate you during this Labor Day celebration. Those who teach our children, take care of our parents when they might need a helper or some help at home, or someone who answers a call in emergencies, or someone who helps us when we are sick. We celebrate you and we thank you. We also thank those who entertain us, who serve us, and help us when we are sick or need to heal. We also want to thank those who help us in the community during times of trouble and times of celebration. This is a day that we're celebrating all workers, all work, and we thank you very much for those who do all work and all workers. We thank you. Now I think what we're going to do is, for the folks who are running for office, I know you found a seat, but guess what? Now we need you to come up front so that we can have you come and speak to us for your 2 minutes that we're allowing. It might be just a little bit longer, but we'll have to check with Joan on that because not everyone that we expected to come is here. But now I see Mark here, but if you're running for office, can you come to the front? I know you're not bashful because you're running for office. While you're doing that, I want to announce that we have someone here who is able to help you register to vote or answer some questions about voting. That's important because as laborers and those who are celebrating laborers, we want to vote and we want to make sure we can vote. And that person is standing right there. There's Martha. Please say Martha. With all the changes that have happened, we want to make sure that you're registered to vote. So even if you think you are, you might want to double check or find out how to check to make sure you are registered to vote. Things change, and I know polling or voting places have changed, so you want to make sure that when the time comes, you can vote for those important things in our community. Okay, it looks like we have some candidates lined up. I am going to just go straight in front of me, and what we're going to do is have you come up here and introduce yourself and introduce the office that you're running for. And then take it away for 2 minutes, and we're counting. The lady in blue, she's got a little stop sign. She'll give you a minute warning. All right.
Hello, everybody, and Deborah, thanks for getting things started. My name is Dr. Mark Bandre. I've lived in Salina for about 6 years, and I'm running for school board. Reason I'm doing this, I've worked in higher education for over 30 years. I currently serve Bethany College as the registrar and director of financial aid. I have a doctorate from a college in Oregon. I have a master's degree from Friends University, a bachelor's degree from Baker University. My wife has a doctorate from Ohio State. We're a very educated family that values what education does for the community. I'm someone who doesn't necessarily care what type of education one receives, but I want to make sure that everybody has the training they need to be a successful contributor to the community. I feel like Salina has done a great job at that for years. I've been particularly pleased with the school board these last 2 years. Now, I'm sure most of you, as the fact that you come to an event like this means you care about the community, you're following the events that go on out there, so I thank you for coming and participating. I feel this is a pivotal time for the school board. As you know, we have 4 folks going off. One of those has chosen to run again. Good luck, Ann, by the way. And for all those who are replacing the 3 people that are definitely going off, leave a tremendous amount of institutional and school board memory behind them. I feel like we need folks to come in who have some ability to organize, that have worked with teams. Having worked in colleges for 30 years, having been on the Salina Parks and Rec Board for the last 3 years, having been a president of a state financial aid association, I have a lot of the background, a lot of skills. My doctorate is in educational leadership. I think I have the background to earn your vote, and just hope you all will give me the opportunity and tell your friends out there. That's my 2 minutes. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Deborah. Good luck to everybody else.
Two minutes, so it's a quick introduction. I'm Dr. Trent Davis, one of your current city commissioners and currently serving as your mayor. Whoever is going to be serving on the next city commission is going to inherit some of the best and most challenging of political possibilities. The best things are the downtown is coming to fruition. This is a visionary downtown project with new housing downtown. We have the best working relationship with the county commission that we've had in years and the other economic organizations in town. And we're beginning inclusive dialogues about housing development, recycling, and other big issues. The challenge is going to be that we have taken advantage of some generational opportunities in the last few years and have extended ourselves to the position of limiting large, unplanned new initiatives for the next few years if income remains flat. The city's most valued assets are its employees. We respect the loyalty and productivity of our staff, but realize that loyalty does not pay bills. To retain our good folks, pay and benefits must rival the private sector. Transforming the budget process from one of simply allocating this year's funds to last year's lines to one of aligning expenses with our strategic plans and desired outcomes is a must. We must properly deploy people, time, physical assets, and funds to achieve measurable outcomes. Lacking excess funds, this next commission will have to finesse its way to success. What will be the catalyst? Communication, mutual respect, education, and strategic planning. I feel I'm uniquely qualified to lead the City of Salina through its next phase, and will appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Hi, I'm James Bowden. I'm running for City Commission. It's critical that young people get involved in this community, and yet my generation is underrepresented in the decisions that are being made here in Salina. Salina City Commission makes decisions that are long-lasting and impactful. We're in the process of inheriting this community, and we need to make sure that we're inheriting a community that's prosperous, safe, and fulfilling on a personal level. My vision for a place to start is to offer competitive careers that also have equitable wages. I'd also like to encourage investing in redevelopment of the older neighborhoods, encouraging infill development, and also allowing for innovative solutions to solve the problem of affordable housing. Lastly, we as Salinans, both newcomers and longtime residents alike, need to feel a sense of belonging here and take pride in this community. We need to work on our community culture so that we're not here just by circumstance, but because we want to be here and we love this community and our neighbors. In order to do this, we need to come together in a conversation where we're all heard and we all have a well-meaning and optimistic solutions for the problem. I would like to be a voice for that conversation, and I encourage you to vote for me for City Commission. Thank you.
That's good. Ready? My name is Ann Zimmerman. I am running for re-election for the USD 305 School Board, where I now serve as president. I grew up in Salina Public Schools, starting with Hughesner, and I got an excellent education. I went on to K-State, got an elementary education degree, and for a little while I taught school in Kansas City, Kansas schools. I went on after that a little while and graduated from Harvard Law School and moved back to Kansas and worked for Kansas Legal Services in Wichita and Manhattan, and then I moved back to Salina to practice mediation, where I get two sides together that don't agree with each other, and I help them find a way to agree. In 2015, I won a seat on the school board, and right now, the school board is working exceptionally well together, and I really want that to continue. We want to make Salina schools a great place to teach, to work, to learn, so that every single student reaches their highest potential and graduates, even those that you don't think could graduate. We want them to graduate and become successful adults. We're trying to raise the salaries for the teachers and the staff to the highest as they ought to be for the priceless work that they do. And with this new money from the state, according to Accounting for Inflation, the budget has just about caught up with where it was back in 2009. Kansas has to do better. Please vote for me, Ann Zimmerman, and for the best candidates, and that's before or on November 5th. And since it's Labor Day and I have a microphone, here's a song. Please sing along. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Sing it with me now. Which side are you on? Ah, which side are you on? You say your vote don't matter, that voting is for fools. But if you do not cast your vote, the 1% will rule. Oh, which side are you on?
Well, I won't be able to sing, I can tell you that. So, all right. I'm Alan Litton. I've been here in the city of Salina for a little over 10 years. I graduated from Wichita State University with a degree in education, and for the 16 years after that, I was a teacher at Mineola High School. After that, I changed careers, and I'm now currently the captain at the Kansas Highway Patrol Training Academy here in Salina, down the street here. Anyway, I have married Janine for 30 years, and I have 2 grown daughters, and I have 4 grandchildren, 2 of which live here in Salina. I believe it's important to serve your community in which you have. I've done so as a president of the City Council in Mineola and also as a city commissioner in Hayes. The reason I'm running is because I want to see USD 305 continue to be forward-thinking and address the ever-changing needs of our students. Having a strong school district is very critical to having a strong community. As a school board member, I will give careful consideration to each decision and how it impacts students' learning and success. The board needs to hear from its constituents, and concerns of constituents, I believe the lines of communication should be wide open. I appreciate your vote in November. This is a great community. I believe in it. That's why I'm here. So thank you very much.
My name's Rod Franz. I'm running for City Commission. 2 minutes. It's been a long time since I've speed dated, but we'll see how this works. I am a retired finance director from the city of Salina. Some people have approached me and asked why I'm doing this, and they've kind of taken my temperature to see if I'm ill. But the bottom line is I like Salina. It's been home to me. I've raised my kids here. I had a good career here, and I basically want to give back to the community. I think I've got the background and education, experience, and skills that I can contribute to the community for the next 2 or 4 years or whatever it works out to be. I really don't have a specific agenda. There's no one issue that I'm concerned about. I do believe that I need to listen to people, listen to what they say. We need to engage people in civil conversations and try to move the community forward. I believe in open and accountable government. I believe in citizen engagement. I think that's something we need to work on, especially in today's environment where the press, the fourth estate, is becoming less reliable for passing information along. I believe in providing quality services for the people who live here. In terms of community or economic development, I think we need to alter our focus a little bit, and while we may want to continue doing some of the traditional things that have been done, we need to focus on providing services that people might want so we can attract people to move here, because you got to have people to fill jobs.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Corey Sherman North, and I'm running for one of the school board seats. As a mother of 6 and navigating 4 different state school systems, I feel it's time to give back and direct all my efforts into helping Salina 305 achieve all its wonderful goals with all the fabulous teachers that are here. As I was growing up in Ohio, I watched my single mom raise us 3 and working days and going to school herself nights and weekends. And it took her 10 years to get her first college degree, doing it that way. And it was not without help. She depended on some of our social safety nets, getting a few welfare checks and school free lunches for us. But it was her patient path to earn her law degree eventually that really showed me the power of public education to change lives for the better. Raising 6 children while pursuing my own profession of art curating, I research and compile information and actively participate in history as well as my own time. The past 4 years, I've been serving on the board of directors for the state's nonprofit Kansas Museum Association. and recently have been appointed the Kansas representative to the board of the larger 10-state regional group. And having this experience of being on a board, I think I've learned how to best put things together and shepherd public policy, legislative advocacy, and budgets. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. Hi, my name's Dana Casso, and I've been a resident of Salina, Kansas, and I'm running for USD 305 School Board. My husband and I have been here for 25 years. We have 3 children, aged 24, 22, and 18, who all got their education here in Salina. We have our last child who graduated in May 2019. So I've been very active in the school. I'm just leaving what I'm trying to get on the board for, the schools that I've been in. The other big part of my background is that I started the school marathon program 16 years ago, which is still currently active in all Salina public schools in the elementary schools. So, my background is in recreational therapy. I worked in psychiatric centers with kids with behavior disorders. It's where I learned my passion about kids and where I wanted to see kids earn their highest potential. And I believe that's what USD 305 is also doing. In preparing for this election, while I've been a parent for 17 years, I haven't known much about the school board. I decided to meet with Lynn Exline, the superintendent. I also hosted a coffee for teachers here in USD 305 that are currently teaching. I have had many conversations with parents like myself to hear what they think we need. I've also met with 2 of the active school board members, and I believe that our school board is headed in the right direction. I want to be a part of that. I feel like the background I have and the energy I have will help make that even better. One of the things that I learned while meeting with Lynn Exline was that Kansas has a new program called Kansas Can, and it has 5 outcomes that all Kansas schools are required to meet. And I feel like I might have new, energetic ideas to help the current school board meet those 5 outcomes. I also know that they'll be updating their strategic plan. I have been a leader in the school marathon program, and I feel like I can also add to that program on the school marathon. Please know that I am excited to be here. I hope you will vote for me on November 5th or before. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Deborah. First of all, I'd like to thank the Salina Area Workers Coalition for having this event, which is becoming a Labor Day tradition. So let's all thank them. Okay. Also, introduce myself. I'm John Blanchard. I am a former Salina City Commissioner and former mayor. I'm also the proud recipient of the 2019 Citizenship Award given by the Salina Area Workers Coalition. So thank you for that honor. I think one of the reasons why I received that award was that I stand on 2 principles. One is that I believe that we need to fight for area workers, that they are the backbone of this community. And the second thing is I think we really need to be transparent in our government so that the working class person and the everyday citizen has access to their local government, not only to know what's going on, but to be able to participate. And so one of the things that I've been advocating for strongly is to have meetings of the Salina City Commission to be moved to 6 o'clock in the evening so working class folks can attend the meetings. The other thing, and not only that, but we have a couple of candidates, one of them will speak next, is a working class guy, and I think that people like Ben Pruitt ought to have the opportunity to represent working class people. Now, just a couple of things that I did while I was on City Commission that are important. The first thing I did when I got in there is I said we need to look at the way we do economic development, and we need to make it more worker-centered instead of Chamber of Commerce centered. So basically, with the help of a few commissioners, we fired the Chamber of Commerce and put working class back in the driver's seat. So just a real quick, I'm going to finish up here real quick, but I will continue to fight on behalf of the Salina area workers and just the average person out there. How many union or former union people are here? Okay, help me out here. One last thing. I'm not going to sing a song like Ann, but let's do this 3 times and let's get it loud. Fired up? Fired up. Great. Fired up? Fired up. Ready to go? Fired up? Ready to go. All right, thanks, you guys. Hey, sign up to vote and get out and vote. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Ben Pruitt. I'm a lifelong resident of Salina, Kansas, 42 years old. I've worked construction for about 20 years, the last 20 years. Now I currently drive for Airgas. I'm a route delivery driver, haul welding gases, welders, welding supplies. I believe in accountability. Here in the city of Salina, we've had some stuff here in the past couple of years that should have been called out, that didn't get called out. I also believe in putting a stop to overspending. There's a lot of overspending that's going on, and it needs to stop as well. Another thing that I'm pretty near and dear of here lately is the issue of homeless and panhandling. A lot of people want to combine the two things. It's not two things. It's not the same thing. It's two different things. Homeless is a pretty big issue here in Salina that needs to be addressed. Panhandling is another thing that needs to be addressed. We can't continue to let these people stand on our curbs and panhandle. They're using that money to buy drugs, alcohol, so forth. So we need to find a way that we can get help for the homeless and also put a stop to the panhandling. I think it'd make our city look a lot better. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Appreciate your vote in November, and hopefully we can do this. Thank you.
While we're still in the mode of talking about work and community service, David Norland? David sent me an email today, and it had some Labor Day. It was the topic was Labor Day, and so I'm going to let David take it from here. I asked him to share that with you.
Welcome to the brotherhood and sisterhood of love, work, and voting. It's so nice to see all of you here. It's always good to have this packed house for Labor Day, and again, thank you to the Workers' Coalition for putting it on. I pass this along because Sister Joan Chittister's daily meditation for today talked about the purpose of work. And it struck me after reading what she had to say, always a very wise woman, that the core of what we do when we work, no matter what it is, whether as representative, whether as voter, whether as worker, is for, we feel in our heart of hearts, I hope, for the good of all man and womankind. And indeed, her words cut directly to questions we all need to ask ourselves about the work to which we put our workers, the work which we do ourselves, the work which we encourage our children to become engaged in. She quotes a desert monastic, one of the old monks, and he said, "I never wanted work that was useful to me, but lost to my brother. For I have this expectation that what helps my brother is fruitful for me." So I invite you all to that examination and just share a couple of examples that Joan Chittister shared. Some children will grow up to be very well educated as engineers. We hope that that is true in our present educational system. We need to work for that. Those engineers will get in, some of them, on the ground floor of new companies who frack for gas. And others will become lawyers who fight the development of fracking on the grounds that fracking affects the purity of the state's groundwater. Both of these individuals are, or should be, engaged in a discussion with themselves about the good of this. If we are becoming an energy independent country, are we really, or are we simply cutting off at our legs the resources that we need in an emergency. And in the very burning of those fossil fuels, may we not be condemning ourselves to a future that is not worth working for or living in. Those are some of the examples that she gives. And I'll just read the last paragraph. The purpose of work is to care for the other, and Desert Monastics showed how that must be done. Until the consciousness of the importance of my work to the development of the world is universal, we will all simply continue to work for our own good. And of course, a salary is important. Money is important. That is a good that we cannot deny. We are driven by that need for cash. Let's admit that. But as she concludes, if we work only for our own good, that ironically will be exactly the decision that destroys our own dreams as well as everyone else's. Thank you.
Okay, well, since everyone didn't come, all the candidates didn't come that we were expecting, we have a little extra time. And Phil Black is running for Kansas House number 69, and we'd like to give him a couple minutes.
Yeah, I know how to work it. Vance, what was his name? Vance Muse. You know who Vance Muse was? Back in about 1947, Vance Muse became very concerned that unions were going to cause the races to mix. So he started this thing called the Right to Work movement, which said, if you go to a business that's a union shop, you don't have to pay dues. And the idea was to financially destabilize the unions. Eventually, that work was carried on by a guy named Fred Koch. You've probably heard of the Koch brothers. Fred Koch was their father. These guys continued against unions, and even today we see things like the loss of due process, as the sign here says, for teachers, which means that if a teacher does something wrong, he or she has the opportunity to go through a process that everybody goes through. Now, if you should elect me, and my election isn't for a year, to the Kansas House of Representatives, I will promise I will vote to reestablish due process. I will vote to end this right to work nonsense. And most importantly, I will vote to stop people like Vance Muse and Fred Koch and those people who work against organized labor. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. We have one more state candidate here, Randall Hardees, our current senator.
Thank you, and thanks to Workers Coalition for sponsoring this event. This is a great event, great time to listen to all the candidates. And actually, I'm going to be on the next ballot in 2020, not on the ballot in 2019. Thursday, I will be driving to Topeka to file for re-election. And I'm, thank you. I would like to finish a lot of the work that's been started with education, with balancing the budget, getting Kansas put back on the right track. We have Medicaid expansion that I think is going to be dealt with next session. And I've been a strident supporter of Medicaid expansion. I also want us to pay attention to things like early learning. I think that's a good topic for Kansas to consider. And I, report to all of you. And you're very important to me, and I'm easy to find. I'm pretty transparent. I have a Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to forward them to me, and I look forward to maybe working with you another 4 years. Thank you very much.
We're just going to take a break now. while we get ready for our historical enactor. And Martha's waving. She wants you to sign up. Make sure you're registered to vote.